I'm John Hendricks. It's Tuesday, July 14th. Today, a major goal.
Young athletes across Manitoba can dream big because they can finally see what's possible right here at home.
Why a professional women's soccer team is bringing the beautiful game to Winnipeg. Also today, sitting tight. How Brandon's river levels are doing following its peak. Plus, shots fired.
Certainly, we look to see where calls that are put in for service would be appropriate to send that unit.
Where a police-involved shooting happened and what police say happened in the moments leading up to it. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Marilee is away today. Manitoba's police watchdog has been called in after Winnipeg police fatally shot a man in Lindenwoods Monday evening. Police say the shooting happened around 10:30 p.m., but the initial call for help actually came in roughly 2 hours earlier.
The caller reported that he'd been locked out of his residence by his brother, who was behaving erratically and threatening to damage property. At approximately 9:58 p.m., a little more than an hour later, the caller contacted police a second time, advising that he remained locked out of the residence and that his brother was now screaming at him through a window.
About an hour after that second call, police say 2 officers arrived in a marked cruiser at the home on Avon Gate. Deputy Chief George Labossiere says they tried unsuccessfully to get into the house. A few moments later, the 42-year-old man came outside with an edged weapon and was shot by one of the officers. Police, along with a neighbor, provided emergency first aid before paramedics arrived and brought the man to Health Sciences Center, where he was declared dead. The independent investigation unit has taken over the investigation and was able to provide a few more details, including that the man who made the initial call indicated his brother had mental health issues and was not taking prescribed medication. The deputy chief was asked if the force's alternative response to citizens in crisis unit, which pairs a mental health clinician with a plainclothes officer for people experiencing a mental health crisis, was considered as an alternative.
I would say it's always considered, and certainly we look to see where calls that are put in for service would be appropriate to send that unit. In this case, they were not sent, and I think clearly we want to make sure that we recognize, and I think the media recognizes that the ARC unit is made up of an officer and a civilian member, so we never want to put our civilian members in positions that might present violence of any kind. So, safe to say, in this case, they were not sent out to this call.
Police say the first officers on scene did not have body cameras, but one of the officers arriving afterwards did. That video will be handed over to the IIU. Anyone with information or video footage is asked to contact the IIU. With the FIFA World Cup in full swing, soccer is on everyone's mind right now. Although Canada is no longer in the tournament, Manitobans will soon have a new team to cheer for. A pro women's soccer team is expanding to Winnipeg. Joining me now live is CTV's Kimberly Rio. So Kimberly, what league is coming to town?
John, Winnipeg will be joining the Northern Super League as its 7th franchise, and it's got some major star power behind it. The club is co-founded by former Canadian women's national team player and Winnipegger Desiree Scott. The Olympic gold medalist will serve as Vice President of Community and Player Experience. Rob Gale, a former youth national team coach, is the other co-founder. He most recently served as head coach of the Portland Thorns and will take over as Chief Sporting Officer. The Northern Super League launched in 2025, and Winnipeg will be its first expansion team. Desiree Scott says the city is the perfect market for the new team, and she hopes it can help homegrown players make their marks right here in the province.
Thank you for
bringing a professional team to Winnipeg, as I mentioned, has been a lifelong dream of mine. It's honestly surreal to stand here today and finally bring this opportunity to the city that deserves it. We finally have a pathway from grassroots soccer all the way to the professional game. Young athletes across Manitoba can dream big because they can finally see what's possible right here at home.
The club's name and crest have not yet been officially announced.
So, Kimberly, do we have a sense for when they'll be hitting the pitch?
Yes, but you're going to have to wait a while to lace up your cleats. The team will be gearing up for game day sometime in 2025. And the club says its home venue will be announced at a later date.
All right, thanks, Kimberly. Now, coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, I will be having an in-depth conversation with team co-founder Desiree Scott. Well, more positive news for Manitoba's second largest city. Officials in Brandon say high water levels on the Assiniboine River have started to decline. The city says the river retracted about 8 centimeters overnight, but it still has a ways to go. Levels climbed just over 2 meters in less than a week and peaked Sunday night. The city says its reinforced flood barriers are working to limit any damage. Meantime, nearly half a dozen communities set heat records again on Monday. Gretna and Emerson saw highs of 35.1 degrees, each breaking records set in 1980, according to Environment and Climate Change Canada. Now, Gimli was not far behind, setting a new July 13th record of 33.8 degrees. That record was in place since 1964. And Oak Point and Shoal Lake each set records of 31.7 degrees. One of Manitoba's medical officers of health, Dr. Peter Benoit, says it's crucial during intense heat such as this to know if you're at higher risk.
Older adults, infants and young children, people with chronic illnesses, breathing difficulties, heart problems, people who work outside or exercise outside, right? They're going to be more exposed to the heat, or people who might not have shelter, right? People who might be experiencing homelessness and things like that.
Dr. Benoit says to keep an eye out for symptoms of heat exhaustion. Now, this includes feeling faint or dizzy, having nausea or an upset stomach, a rapid heartbeat, or muscle cramps. Things become much more serious when heat stroke begins to set in.
And that would be, if someone is actually kind of confused or altered level of consciousness, they might lose consciousness. They might feel really, really hot, dry skin. They're not sweating anymore, might have a throbbing headache. So that's an emergency. We'd want you to get that person to a cool space, call emergency services. But if you're more in the heat exhaustion spectrum, that's the signal to drink some water, get out of the heat, get a break, right, before it progresses.
Heat stroke is a medical emergency, and as Dr. Benoit said, you should call 911. CTV's Taylor Brock joins us now with a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. And as we're all suffering under these intense heat, I'm sure the one question on many people's mind, when will it be over?
I thought you were going to say, when can we finally do our hair, John? It's looking like, honestly, while we're not under here in Manitoba, that extreme heat watch, we are still going to be continuing to feel that heat. Actually, here in Winnipeg, today's temperature reached a high of 27 degrees Celsius, feeling actually more like 31, which is just a little bit hotter than normal. But because we have been dealing with a bit more humidity in the air than usual due to, well, quite the downpour last month and earlier this month, sticking around. So let's take a look at what's going on, though, with that extreme heat. I'll move to the side here just for a moment here so you can get a good idea. As you can see, northwestern Ontario, including Kenora and Fort Francis, under the orange because, well, things are getting quite hot there, and we are seeing that parts of Manitoba is under yellow. So what's going on in Ontario is that temperatures from 29 to 35 degrees Celsius are expected throughout the next 24 hours or so, and in northern Manitoba exceeding about 29 degrees Celsius. We'll chat more about that coming up, John, and about when we might kind of get a break from the rain, pardon me, and the heat, not the rain. That's actually on its way. Sorry.
The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
Taking a look across downtown Winnipeg, it is currently 27 degrees Celsius, feeling more like 29, with a few clouds in the sky, light winds pressurizing, humidity is at 43%. It's a bit more congested today, actually, throughout the city. Taking this live look at Polo Park right now, things appear to be moving smoothly as it is across the city, but be advised that it's, well, it's summer, it's Winnipeg. Things are a little slower than usual because of all the construction going on.
Eyes to the sky, why dozens of WestJet crew members in Winnipeg are taking part in a day of action. Those details coming up after the break. A positive day on the markets. Crude oil added $1.20. The loonie rose to 70.09 cents U.S. Gold futures closed $64 higher. The TSX was up 67 points. The Dow Jones closed flat, and the Nasdaq jumped 233 points. A tragic blow to a First Nations community in the Interlake. RCMP say a 20-unit residential building in Peguis First Nation went up in flames Saturday morning. Mounties say officers breached all the doors on the main floor when they arrived to make sure that everyone was able to get out. They later confirmed everyone had already evacuated safely and there were no reported injuries. Photos provided by RCMP show the building was largely destroyed. The investigation is ongoing, but at this time, it's believed the fire was accidental. A cyclist is in critical condition following a collision with a vehicle. It happened on Monday evening just after 6 p.m. at the intersection of Dufferin Avenue and Salter Street. The cyclist was taken to hospital, and police say they're listed in critical condition. No other details are currently available. Police continue to investigate. Dozens of WestJet flight attendants in Winnipeg took part in a day of action today as members vote on a possible strike. Around a third of the flight attendants that make up the Winnipeg base lined up outside Winnipeg Richardson International Airport. The airline's 4,400 flight attendants could walk off the job or be locked out as early as August 2nd. Talks between their union and WestJet have been ongoing for more than 10 months. The biggest sticking point in the contract negotiations is pay.
I think a lot of people don't understand that, we are required to show up an hour before the flight leaves. We're doing security checks, we're doing pre-flight briefings, we're doing catering checks.
And the union says that work before the cabin door closes averages 35 unpaid hours every month. Members are voting on a strike mandate today and tomorrow. Talks will continue between WestJet and the union until Friday. Meantime, Stats Canada says the number of Canadians traveling to the U.S. remains well below levels seen in June of 2024. The agency released preliminary figures showing the number of Canadians making return trips from the U.S. was up for a third straight month in June, rising by 3.2% to 1.7 million. Stats Can says the rise was driven by a 5.2% boost in the number of car visits south of the border. Return trips by air fell 3.8%. The numbers represent a 29% drop as compared to 2 years ago. Twirling into action. Why the Royal Winnipeg Ballet is gearing up to dance in the great outdoors. Those details coming up next in Spotlight. Taylor Brock has your Spotlight today, and a summer staple will be pirouetting back into Assiniboine Park later this month.
That's right, John, and you might want to dust off your tutu. The Royal Winnipeg Ballet returns to the Lyric Theatre for Ballet in the Park on July 28th to 30th. You can experience the technical mastery of the group's dancers while also getting a look at the vision for the first fully programmed season under the newer artistic director, Christopher Stowell. The event is free and no tickets are required. You might just want to bring a lawn chair or blanket, though. The pre-show begins at 6 o'clock with the performance getting underway at 7.
Hopefully it won't be too hot for the dancers.
You never know. Maybe they'll need a backup one or two, pack along the tutu.
Yeah, for sure. A new exhibit is roaring into action at the Canadian Fossil Discovery Centre.
Actually, it's dedicated to the Styxosaurus, an ocean-dwelling plesiosaur similar to the Loch Ness Monster.
From the total length, half of the length is only the neck. So it's very unusual.
The museum says the species was chosen for display as it has good specimens, but the plesiosaur wasn't well represented. In fact, the original Styxosaurus sample at the exhibit is based around what was discovered in Miami, Manitoba in 1983. A few years ago, the museum acquired a 3D printer, and it enabled them to finally do a large-scale reconstruction. Using additional machines, around 400 pieces of bones were 3D printed either using in-house specimens or ones from other museums over the course of 8 months. And it uses AI and other technologies to, well, bring it back to life.
But manually, everything has to be manually, sculpting and everything. And to have the ability to use all this technology through these softwares, most of them are assisted by artificial intelligence. So you have to have a very nice control, knowledge and judgment to be able to use that AI.
So not exactly a Jurassic Park situation, but if you've ever wanted to name a plesiosaur, now's your chance. The museum is holding a naming contest for museum visitors. A winner will be chosen on September 1st and will receive a full bag of Stichosaurus-related goodies.
Picture this, John. Just a thought for a name. If anyone
simple.
out there would like, go ahead and go with that one.
Punchy, I like it.
I love it too. All right, we're getting our first look at season 2 of The Gentleman.
Well, Theo James returns as the Duke as he has ambitions of expanding his empire.
If you're looking for prestige, heritage, that would be the Duke.
The Guy Ritchie series starts streaming in September, so you have plenty of time to immerse yourself in season 1 and the movie before then.
All right, looks good. Thanks so much, Taylor.
No problem, John. Your Tuesday night primetime lineup starts at 7 with The Big Bang Theory. Catch The Amazing Race Canada at 8. Then Passport comes on at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. Speaking of tonight, it is currently 27 degrees Celsius, feeling more like 29 with the humidity. It's moving a little slowly today here in Winnipeg for vehicles, as we are seeing quite a lot of construction around the city, but no crashes or stalls on my radar right now.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon. CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
The heat wave appears to be cooling down as the last few advisories are in place. I'll move to the side here so we can get a look at what's going on in Ontario. Well, yes, a lot of orange in northwestern Ontario, including places like Fort Frances and Kenora. That is because of temperatures expected to be anywhere between 29 to 35 degrees Celsius, with the humidity feeling potentially as hot as 40. However, some good news is that this wave is expected to make its way out tomorrow or possibly earlier on Thursday. To the north, though, here in Manitoba, as you can see, some parts of the province currently under their own advisory. Thompson, you're not included in this, but Norway House, you folks are. That is because temperatures there could be as hot as 29 degrees Celsius, but tomorrow will be the last day for that one. So folks are getting kind of a cooler break, including us here in Winnipeg. However, still hot. We are seeing, though, showers, including in Thompson. A system just rolled out of there, but across northern Manitoba, potential for those stronger rains actually in the evening. Here in Winnipeg and southern Manitoba, we're going to watch a whole lot of clouds push through. There's a very low chance of some rain or even a thunderstorm in southern Manitoba tonight and tomorrow morning. As you can see on the map here, we appear at this point to be just kind of missing the system. However, there is still that low chance. More likely clouds, though, over the next few days as we see that mix of sun and cloud. We are going to be seeing on Wednesday in the north, mostly sunny, actually. Some good news for folks. However, some not so good news on the way. We are seeing potentially a very heavy rain, possibly even a thunderstorm early Thursday morning in the Westman region. Now, this system will push into all of southern Manitoba. However, we're not expecting as much rain here. Taking a look tonight in Winnipeg, as I mentioned, mainly cloudy with 19 degrees as our expected low. Tomorrow, a high of 27 with a whole lot of clouds hanging around, and that's kind of the theme. I'll show you a quick look at our long range forecast here. As you can see, really kind of a mix here. That chance of showers on Thursday, about a day earlier than we expected, but that's all right. We'll keep our umbrellas handy with a high of 24 degrees expected on Thursday. On Friday, high of 28 and sunny. Saturday, though, good day to hit that beach because sunshine with a high of 31 degrees. Things will start to cool as the week goes on next week, though. Taking a look at this Skywatch pick of the day, Sandra says this blue bird landed near her and she had to grab that shot. So I'm glad she sent that one in to us at winnipegweather@ctv.ca. And this next photo here is of a really beautiful morning shot over in St. Vital. Thank you to Andrew for sending us this guy. You can send your weather photos to, again, winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
Horses aren't the only four-legged creatures that are hitting the track at Assiniboia Downs.
And they're off! And there they go! Not sure if it's Percy, Tofu, it could be Wilson, might be, oh, that could be Stevie!
Good old Stevie. Finding the fastest pup on the track was no small feat on Monday evening at the Downs. Extreme temperatures delayed races by about an hour to prevent hot dogs and horses from hitting the track. Now, after the race, dust flew as 20 dash hounds went paw to paw. The night's top dog was Hershey, who, as you can see, received plenty of kisses from fans during the award ceremony. Yeah, definitely some hot dogs at the racetrack last night, but
I'm officially part of Hershey's fan club now.
Me too. It was a cute-looking dog, and it's obviously very fast.
I think us humans, though, are the real winners when it comes to these wiener dog races. They're just so cute.
Very cute, very fast, and hopefully, yeah, they had a lot of fun when they were doing the races.
My dog's fast, but he can't run in a straight line. It's not going to happen.
That's maybe why it wasn't part of the competition last night, I guess.
Yeah, he'll stick to my backyard, John.
All right. Hope you will join us again at 6 o'clock. CTV News with Sandy Ronaldo starts next.